community knowledge sharing. So just increasing the capabilities of individuals in the community without having to reach out of your pockets at times that you might not be able to. So just making people know more and being able to do more. And we're really lucky that we've got presenters like Stephen, like Jamie last time, who want to volunteer their time to do this. So I'll thank you at the end, Stephen. But if you've got any questions, are you going to do questions at the end?
I'll probably do questions during the actual talk. So.
Oh, awesome. And just health and safety, housekeeping stuff. If you haven't signed in, then on your way up, could you just sign in so that we know you were here? If there is an emergency, there's one exit downstairs, stay away from the lift, and another exit behind the whiteboard. So just follow me, I will be very calm. And you're welcome to get up and go to the bathroom or leave or get another cup of coffee or anything like that in the session. So
you can't leave.
You need to get back to work, but it's not formal or anything like that, so just quite relaxed. And I'm just going to turn that down because it's quite hot. Anything else?
Nope, that's all.
Okay, cool. Yay.
Okay. Welcome everybody to this lunchbox session number 2. My name is Stephen Grant Jones, and amongst other things, I'm a husband and a father, and Australian, and an amputee, and a digital marketer. And I started building websites about 13 years ago, working for a company that I was with, and about 9 years ago I took my business home, and I've basically been working in my PJs most of that time, just working away on the computer and figuring stuff out. Had a business partner for a while here, which is Jeff, is sitting in the crowd there. Hey Jeff. And me being the person that I am, I couldn't just build websites. I had to kind of really dive into the whole digital marketing spectrum and figure out how it all works together holistically. So that's basically what I've been doing. In recent times, I've really spent a lot of time focused on Facebook because, well, let's face it. Can I see hands? Who here is on Facebook or works in a business with a Facebook page? Well, it's pretty much everyone. So it's ubiquitous. So in regards to that, Facebook being this massive platform that has got millions of data, or 1 million data points on our behaviours now, has become the go-to place to advertise. And at last count, there was over 300,000 people advertising on Facebook. Okay. So what I really wanted to give you today was something that you can take home, an actual asset that you can build from day one, that you can go straight back to your businesses and implement that and just start building that asset. Okay. So I hope this works. Hey, right. So learning outcomes, we're going to learn about the Facebook pixel and the importance of it, custom audiences and the first 4 that your business can build, and we're going to go into a little bit of advertising and a traffic formula that I can pass on to you. Okay. So the Facebook pixel, it really is a must-have asset in your business. So who here has been collecting email addresses in their business? Yep. Well, this is pretty much the same thing. So Facebook, this pixel, it can track you, it tracks user behavior as they move around the web. So if you're on your iPhone, or if you're on a tablet, or if you go to your computer, this pixel, it's a bit like, you know, without being too scary, it's almost like a microchip that's following you around, okay? And it's building all of these data points all of the time. And so when you have the Facebook pixel installed on your website, every time somebody visits your website, if they're logged into Facebook, they're being added into a list, okay? So you can start to really build these huge lists. So what sort of businesses do we have here, if anybody wants to give me an idea? Home loans. Okay, so home loans, yep. Anyone else? Accounting, yep. Anyone else?
Hairdressing and coaching.
Hairdressing, I thought of hairdressing actually in my warm-up.
Printing.
Printing, yep, okay, great. So, and you have websites? Okay, and do you have the Facebook pixel on your website? Yep, No? Not sure? Yep, okay. So okay, well the pixel is basically a snippet of code that you install on your website. And so every time somebody visits the website, that pixel gets fired and you get added to a database, okay? It's such an important thing to have. Okay, so...
Excuse me, Stephen.
Yep.
Are you talking about the little icon that you just click to go onto the Facebook page, or is this something else?
No, it's something else. It's hidden behind the page. You can't see it, okay? Well, so you set the pixel up. You've got to go to Business Manager on Facebook. So you've got to have a Business Manager account, and there's the address there. And you have 1 pixel per ad account, and you don't really need any more. If you've got multiple businesses, you can open up multiple ad accounts. Oh, God. And you install it between the head tags on every page of your website. So if you have a web developer, they would know where to put it. When you actually sign up through the Business Manager, what you can do is there's even a button there that says email it, like email it to my web developer. They make it really easy. If you don't mind getting your own hands dirty and getting into your website, into the code, you can put it in there yourself. Or if you're using like a tag manager as well, you can install it through there. So I just thought I'd do this little screenshot. I've just started up a new business and installed the Facebook Pixel. That was on February 4th, so we could see that it actually worked. You got over here, see Pixel installation complete. We run a little bit of a test on here. You can see we got 20 visits, which there was 14 people viewed the content, 5 people initiated checkout, 4 people added it to cart, and there was 1 purchase. So that was in 1 day, just doing a little test. Right, so custom audiences. So once you've got your Facebook Pixel installed on your website, what that's basically doing is it's gathering data. But you can't really do anything with that data until you start building some custom audiences, right? So a custom audience is a way of segmenting people into different buckets or different lists, okay? And they're created from your website traffic and also from your mailing lists, okay? So if you've got email addresses or mobile phone numbers, because Facebook are asking people for their email addresses and their mobile phone numbers, and they're keeping all of that data. And the first 4 to set up is website traffic, so to capture all of the website traffic that goes to your site. Then you want to get your website thank you pages, so if people are signing up for newsletters or if they're purchasing, when they perform an action, they land on a thank you page, so you want to grab those URLs. You want to get all your contacts and subscribers, and then all of your customers. So I'll go through them all one by one. So the website traffic, all. So this is basically anyone who visits your website while they're logged into Facebook. Okay, so you know if you're on Facebook and you're scrolling through your news feed and you click on something that takes you over to the website, well, if they've got the Facebook tracking pixel on the site, you're being added to a bucket or a list, okay? So to set that up, I'm going to have to move quite quickly here because I can't explain the whole of Facebook advertising in 30 minutes. You'd put the URL of the site in, so what is your web address? Give me a web address. Accountantnorth. Okay, so you don't put the www or the HTTP, just accountantnorth.co.nz. You just put that in only, and then Facebook recognise anybody that visits that site gets added to that bucket. You can set it to store the data for 180 days. Okay, so that's 6 months worth. And you can also include past website traffic. So what that basically means is you've got your Facebook pixel in your business manager, you put it in the head of every page on your website. You don't have to set up your custom audiences straight away. So just say you send the code off to your web developer and he installs it, but he doesn't let you know, and you're sitting there waiting 2 days later, and then he says, oh, yep, it's up there. So then you go and start creating your custom audiences. Well, when you include past website traffic, it will pick up the people from the last 2 days. From the minute it's installed, it's starting to add people, okay? And then the thank you pages, custom audience, is for people who visit specific web pages, which is generally your thank you page. So it could be if you have somebody signing up for a newsletter and they type in their email address, they hit send. What happened there? They hit send and then they land on a thank you page. So it might be accountantnorth.co.nz/thank-you. So you take that whole address, including the /thank you, and you create that custom audience. Once again, you set it for 180 days and include past website traffic. Now, all contacts and subscribers. So this is if you have a CRM as part of your website, or if you're storing all of your email addresses. However, you've got any email addresses that you've got or any phone numbers that you've got, you want to get them all. Whether you've got them written down on scraps of paper, you've been collecting business cards, whatever, and you can put them all in a list, everybody in your CRM or on your email list, and you put it into a CSV file, or like in Excel, and you upload that. And then what Facebook does is they start matching the data, okay? Because they'll just look through, and if somebody has given you their email address and it's the same email address that they use for Facebook, it'll add them to that list, okay? Set it for 180 days. And then you've got all customers. So this is a list of your actual paying customers, which is separate. So you've got to imagine if somebody's just on your list, and they maybe haven't given you money, but you're emailing them or whatever, if they're not a paying customer, they're a different type of person, and you want to talk to them in a different sort of way, okay? Once again, it's email list, phone numbers, whatever you've got. Upload in a CSV file, set it for 180 days. Okay, so that's basically, we're right on time, this is good. Anybody got any questions about that? No? Yep. Okay, so you've put the yep.
Just one. So that what we just talked about then, that's when you are on Facebook and you click through something else, and then an ad pops up that's related to the page you looked at. That's how it works.
That's how it works. It's called remarketing. Yep.
Excuse me. So you're setting all this up in Ad Manager, not on the page, right?
It gets picked up from your page, and then you can see it in Ad Manager.
But when you say do all these setting up of custom audiences, do you do that?
That's in the Business Manager. In the Business
So
Manager.
is that different to Ad Manager?
Well, it's kind of the same thing. And there's no point in me taking screenshots or trying to show you how to do it, because tomorrow Facebook will move the buttons again. They just keep moving things all the time. So you've gone off, you signed up in Business Manager, you've got your Facebook pixel, you've put it in the head code of your site, and you've set up your first 4 custom audiences, right? So then you want to start doing a little bit of advertising, right? So because you've got different lists, you're going to talk to people in slightly different ways. Now, I'm not going to cover the types of ads or writing copy for those ads or anything right now. But the first thing you want to do is you want to boost a post. This is what I do all the time, and it is the best and the easiest way to start, okay? You basically say you're a hairdresser, right? And say you want to have a special on haircuts for this week, right? So you might say, right, I'm going to give 50% off to my paying customers, or to new prospects. So you make up a little image ad with 50% off or something, and you post that on your Facebook page, and then there's a little boost post button. You just click that, it'll open up another box. You choose the audience, so you can say, right, I want to send this to all the people on my list. and you can start to exclude your paying customers so they don't see the same ad. And then just, you can spend $1 a day.
Stephen,
Yep.
when you make your group of, say, your existing client list or something like that, they haven't already liked your Facebook page, if you boost to your bucket of your client list, even if they haven't already liked your page, will it come up for them?
Yes, it will.
An idea?
Yes, if you, so if I can just try to repeat that back. If they're not on your Facebook page, but they're in your bucket, they will still see the ad. In fact, you can have it so it includes a like page as well. So a byproduct of that is more people like your page as well. So you've started going along and you've got everything set up, you're starting to boost some posts, you're starting to get a feel for the platform. One thing with Facebook is you don't want to start big, right? You don't want to say, right, I've got $200 to spend, I'm just going to throw that at a campaign. Facebook will just say, ka-ching, thank you very much. We'll take that money, no problems. But what they actually want you to do is to start small and build your way up, okay? So that's by running different tests. So boosting a post for $1 a day, you actually want to give that 4 to 5 days at $1 a day before you do anything else, okay? So you've spent $4 or $5. And then when you want to go to the next level, so say you start to see, oh, I'm starting to get a bit of traction here, people are replying or they're signing up or whatever's happening, you only want to scale it up by around about 50%. So you only want to go from $1 to $1.50 for another 4 days. And if it's still working, you're building momentum, then you go another 50%, so you're only up to like $2.25, you know? So you just keep going up slowly, slowly, slowly. And obviously with some businesses are going to have a lot more money, so they can start on a bigger level. But if you've got a $100,000 budget, you wouldn't start by throwing $50,000 at it straight away. It's because what Facebook actually do with their algorithm, they're doing all the hard work for you, right? So you've got people on your list, right? Well, when you boost it out to people, Facebook go looking and saying, right, let's show it in front of this type of person. And they see if they get a response after 1 day. And if those type of people don't respond, they say, okay, we've got all these data points, let's try this type of person. And they'll try then. And if that doesn't work, they'll go and go, let's try this type of person. Oh, they're reacting, they're starting to take action. So let's show it to more of this type of people. So it does take a little bit of time for the algorithm to kick in and start actually working. So when you've started boosting your posts and you're starting to get a little bit of a feel for it, this 60-30-10 traffic formula was something I learnt under the $10 a day traffic plan, which is kind of like the minimum of what you want to start spending at $10 a day. You know, you're talking about $300 a month, right? And it's a way of splitting, it's actually the percentages of what you spend on the different types of audiences. So the first 60% of your money goes to cold traffic. So these are basically people that don't know you. Oh, there we went past them all.
Can I just write the 4 audiences up?
Yep. Okay, so the first 60% goes to cold traffic. The next 30% goes to a warm audience. And then the last 10% goes to a hot audience. So it's just a way of splitting the money up into a logical framework of how to spend it. So at $10 a day, you're spending $6 on cold audience to get them to your website. Then once they're on your website, if they've taken an interest in your website, then they're moving into like a warm audience. And then you start to warm them up with other different things, and then they move into like when they're ready to buy. So the cold traffic is when you're prospecting for new customers, okay? So people who don't know about you, they don't know about your brand. And what you do is you can create a saved audience, which is slightly different to a custom audience. So the demographics, I was actually thinking of, well, we'll go with hairdressing again. So what sort of people would be your main client type?
Women.
Women? Age between
Late 20s to early 60s.
okay, and live in Whangarei. So you've got three data points there. So women aged from say 28 to 65 who live in Whangarei. And these are people that don't know about you. So you spend 60% of your budget to get in front of those sorts of people, okay? And when they see your ads and you're warming them up and they take the next action, that's when they move over to being warm. And another thing that you can do, and this is just absolute genius, is when you've created your custom audiences, and if you've got a big enough list, and the bigger the list the better, you can actually create what they call a lookalike audience. So it'll take all of the people that are already giving you money and create a bigger audience of those types of people based on all of the different data points. So when you're prospecting to cold audience, you can do it two ways. You can go out and pick your demographics or create a custom audience, a lookalike audience based on the people that are already your customers. Now warm audience, these are people who already know about you but they haven't bought yet. Just checking on the time. Not yet. They're generally on your custom audiences. So as they've started to visit your website and they know about you, they're becoming warm. And then the hot traffic is people who are ready to buy right now. Okay, so different businesses, different markets, the line can move a little bit depending on how much your offer is. If it's a low, something that people can get to quite quickly. If you've got a $2,000 offer, obviously you've got to warm them up a lot more. And if you're taking people along a customer journey, so you've got different price points throughout your business, and you're starting from cold and you're getting them to buy something small, which gets to something bigger, which gets to something bigger, off to a core offer, like your main offer in your business. And that's when you're starting, you can kind of see how the line moves a little bit there, depending on what it is that you're actually selling. So somebody who is hot and ready to buy when it comes to a hairdresser is somebody who, you know, maybe has to have their hair cut for a wedding next week. They're ready to buy and they see you pop up and they're saying, yep, I'm going to take this right now. Oh. Yes, and that's what I was talking about. It can also be people who have bought from before. Okay? You sure?
When you create all of your contacts and you've uploaded email addresses and things, if people sign up for emails after that, do you then have to re-upload or add those people?
Good question, yeah. If you've uploaded all of your contacts, generally you'll find businesses will create a system where they'll then go in and maybe upload every 2 weeks, all of the customer base again.
Is there any integration with some of the other sort of services like MailChimp, which obviously collects their data as well? Or do you just do it as a CSV file from there and upload?
CSV file and upload, yep. I'm not aware of anybody who can build custom audiences automatically. Any other questions?
Would you boost your post to your bucket of people that you've made through that you want to target? If you just boost to that group, is it just focusing on those? Is Facebook just looking at those emails and no one else, or is it
no one else? No one else. See, I'll give you an example of something that we've been doing, and that is to basically put up a post and then to boost it. And we'll just do that with several posts. And one post, you'll find one post that people really, really like and they'll really, really share. So we've got a post now that's up to about 11,500 likes and we're still spending $1 a day. And more than 2/3 of the traffic is organic traffic. So that's it just keeps getting shared and shared and shared. And so we're spending a minimal amount to just keep getting it out there. And it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And when we created our custom audience, so we're basically looking at people that are only in New Zealand and Australia, and they like other specific web pages, Facebook pages that are like our Facebook page. So they're interested in the same sort of things. And the custom audience we built was, the saved audience was about 970,000 people. And we've only reached, the last time I looked, we've only reached about 160,000 of them. So we're nowhere near reaching the end of that list of people. And that's just spending such a minimal amount. Now, the next stage, so we're spending money to get all these people to like a post. That's all well and good. But the next step is that we actually have a product that fits in with what they like. And Facebook have now made a thing where you can get people who engage with a page. So anybody who likes something on your page gets added into a custom audience. And so we can go directly to those people saying, well, if you like this, would you like this product? And it's only a low dollar product. So can you see the power in that? People are just going, yeah, love it, love it, love it, love it. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, would you like this? So there will be a percentage of people. You know, the average, like across the whole web, it's been the same for years, is about 2% conversions, okay? So 2% of 11,500 people is what? 230 people. 230 sales. But that's just an average of people that, you know, it includes cold traffic and all that. We may get 5, 8, 10%, maybe even more that convert on that offer. So you're really starting to talk some big numbers. So any other questions from anybody?
Do you have a figure, if you're doing advertising for cost per page like, do you have a figure that's a good one? Yeah.
Okay. Boosting to get a page.
Well, not if you're doing, just if you're doing a page likes advert rather than boosting.
Yeah, we don't really use that because just in doing this one post, we've accelerated a page from 200 likes to 7,500 likes in 6 months. And that is through people liking, and this is another little hack that I was showing Carla the other day. When they like the post, you can actually go into Facebook, click on the thing and invite them to like the page. So we were getting at one point, getting 200 people liking the post per day. It is generally leveled off to about 100 to 120 now. And we're just systematically going through and invite all of those people. And you get about a 20 to 25% uptake of people as well. So it just keeps snowballing. And the bigger it gets, the bigger it will get.
If you see that someone has viewed your page but not liked it, can you do anything with that? How do you find out who's viewed your page?
Viewed the page but not liked it. I'm not aware of being able to target those people. I could be wrong, but I'm not aware that you can go to people who have looked at your page but not liked it.
Yeah. And how can you encourage them? Like, because I keep getting lots of, your page was viewed in the last hour or 2 days ago, whatever. But when I go in, it doesn't show me who that actually was.
Yeah.
I want them to like it, so I want to converse with them. So how, no way.
I don't think you can. I think they have to engage with the page before you can engage back with them. So somebody has to like the post before you can say, well, if you like the post, would you like our page?
So I've invited people that like the post to like the page, that works. What about events? I've had people interested in an event, like lots of interest. How do I don't know how, is there a button you could invite them to like if they've engaged, not with the post, but engaged with the event? Yeah.
Engage with the post with an event. I haven't worked with that. We don't deal with a lot of events. We found events to be a little bit, it's one of those things where you get 20 people who go, yeah, I'm coming, but only two people out of that 20 will actually come and another 20 will come from somewhere else. So I don't know how many people here said that they were coming to the event today from the post. So 1, 2, 3. Yep, well that's not bad. Roughly nearly half, yep. Something's working.
And I think that's why Facebook just saying you're going or not going. You can say you're interested.
Yep.
So there might be a way. I might have a play around.
Yeah, it'd be something to look into. I'm not aware of anything. And I think that's getting close to our time. So, go to business.facebook.com, install the code on your website on every page, set up your custom audiences, start boosting posts, and then when you're ready to leverage, use that 60-30-10 traffic formula.
So
And that's it.
without the pixel, you're just wasting your time, just shooting it all over, scattering all over the place.
Yep, absolutely. There was a phrase termed the Google stupidity tax, and that was all the people that were advertising on AdWords and just wasting their money, and it's also the same for Facebook. So Facebook, they're more than happy, but yeah, sure.
Oh, I've got
We've got handouts as well.
Yeah, so I've got, Stephen has kindly done action points for you guys to go home and take them off. There's phone numbers at the bottom.
And you've got to deliver the homework by...
So Stefan, obviously a new way or a modern way of doing web page has been a single page. Obviously by having a pixel in there you don't kind of get as much clarity on where they're going and what they're looking for content-wise. So it's still recommended to break your pages up to get there.
So I didn't quite understand that question.
Or when you do web design, you're doing single pages with a whole lot of content but not broken into chapters, and might be with endpoints. So does it still collect where you are on an endpoint, the pixel, to say, oh, well, you're caring about the product, you're caring about the service, or is it better still to do like the page design where you can see a different URL change?
Not through the Facebook pixel. It doesn't scroll, it doesn't gather data as you scroll down the page. It's just basically firing on the page and adding you to a list.
So it's still better than to have pages then? If you want.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you might have a product, you might have a service, you might have, people are actually caring about that content on that page more than anywhere else.
Yep.
That kind of thing.
Well, the thing is that...
You're saying if you're getting people from 24 from this page and 6 from this page, that's showing how well your content is engaging with your client.
That's correct.
Going through. And if you're only getting 2 hits off that page, there's something wrong with that page of your website.
Look, the thing with creating websites, it's been tested and tested and tested that you want people to do one thing per page, one action per page. So when you get home pages where it's going here, there, everywhere, all over the place, a million different things to do, it's too much for people. And it can be difficult on a home page. So what they've figured now, the latest data shows that you start with the most important thing at the top, and as you work your way down your page in sections, it gets less and less and less important. But each section should have action that's performed with it. So you can see people that are leaving, say they get to the third part of the home page, and they click on something and go through to the next page. You can track that data going across. But when they get to that page, there should just be one thing for them to do on that page.
So is that important to have your call to action at the top of your page rather than the bottom?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
Phone number, your website.
throughout the page.
Yeah.
Throughout the page.
So how many clicks until people lose interest? So that we have the most important at the top. How many clicks is there to be the survey done?
How many clicks?
Yeah, like we have to go down each page and then going down. Is there,
So as you're scrolling down the page,
is there an estimate on the third page then when they go on?
it varies so widely depending upon how interesting your page is, really. You know, it's like when you do copywriting, the headline of the page is only there for one reason, and that's to get people to read the subheadline. And that's only there for one reason, which is to get people to read the first paragraph. And it's like a slippery slide. Once you read that first and you start, all of a sudden, you know, when you've read something and all of a sudden you realise, oh my God, I've been reading this for 15 minutes, right? That's good copywriting. And if you're breaking your website up into sections, it's following that same sort of flow, okay? Because if somebody comes along to your site, they're cold, they don't know who you are, you've got to have such a simple message. You know, you've got to be able to tell people exactly what you're doing within 6 seconds. 6 seconds. You've got to be able to look at it and say, right, I know exactly what these people are about. Because people, the way they're wired, they're trying to save their brain power. And so if you've got some waffly thing about, oh, well, our business was started in 1923 by my great-great-grandfather, and he did... People don't need to know that stuff at all. And they'll just switch off because it's using brain power. They'll just, no, I'm out of here. But if you can say, I do haircuts for people just like you, they say, oh, they do haircuts. Great, I'm on the right site. I'm on the right page.
Just say something about that. For your website, there's a really great tool called Crazy Egg. I think it's crazyegg.com. It's about $9.95 a month. And so if you actually want to look at your page, it's like a heat map, and it will show you exactly where people are clicking. And then the further you scroll down, it shows you the point to which people stop engaging. So it's like, the bottom third or however long. So that's something that you can actually look at, and that helps place your sort of call to action buttons.
Yeah. And if I can carry on with that, do you want to hear more about that? Yay or nay? Yep. So it's basically a piece of software, and once again they'll give you a little bit of code that you put in the head tags of your website, and every time somebody visits on the site you can actually follow it around. You can see exactly where they're clicking, so you can see what buttons they're clicking on, or you can actually get heat maps with the scrolling. So usually the top of the website will be quite red, and as you scroll down it'll go like into the oranges and the green when nobody's interacting. And there's another tool that has just come out that I'm looking at, which takes that idea and takes it to a whole new level. So yeah, it's very interesting stuff. I could talk about this for hours, honestly, but it's lunchtime.
Actually, that's a really good time. So if you guys can catch Stephen at the end if you want any more. But that's it.
Thank you. And it's really good to see this space opening up. I've taken up a residency down here for 2 days a week, and looking at potentially moving in for 5 days a week in March, and want to hold more events. And even like if anybody wants to do a workshop, be happy to come in here and we'll just sit down and we'll just go through the whole thing and just really make sure that everything is operational and giving you all of the best information that you can take back and really start to leverage the power of Facebook. Because it's working now. Who knows what's going to happen in a couple of years, but this is where the money's going right now. This is where the smart money's going.
So when's this workshop?
I keep telling you
Well.
it's a good business idea. But yeah. All right, well, thank you very much, Stephen. And